In this lecture, we will be seeing about photometers and colorimeters. The colorimeter and the photometer are used to measure the transmitted and absorbed light as it passes through a sample. The colorimeter actually uses a light absorption to determine the blood proteins and iron levels. In order to enhance the color of these substances in blood serum, we must actually mix it with reagents. The basic principle behind this colorimeter is that many chemical compounds in solution appear colored with the saturation of the color depending on the concentration of the compound. Hence, the concentration of the substance can be determined by transmittance T, and the absorbance or the optical density can be given as A. By measuring the optical density or absorbance A, the concentration of given substance in the sample can be determined. Colorimeters can be in filter, photometer or spectrophotometer. So, let us now move on to the types. There are 4 types of photometers or the colorimeters. The first one is going to be the filter photometer. When an interference filter is used to select a given wavelength, it is called as filter photometer. The next one is going to be spectrophotometer. When a diffraction grating or prism is used as a monochromator to get different spectral components or wavelengths in the colorimeter, then it is spectrophotometer. The third one is going to be the flame photometer. The spectrophotometer allows the determination of the absorption of samples at various wavelengths. The fourth one is going to be the filter fluorometer. The fluorescence is an optical phenomenon in which the light of shorter wavelength is incident on a sample and then the sample absorbs and re-emits the light of longer wavelength. The concentration can be determined using these fluorometers. The first type is going to be filter photometer. Here we can see the diagram of the same. This one is used to measure the transmittance. The light from a halogen lamp incident on a filter F. Then it transmits only a suitable wavelength range at which the measurement is performed. The divergent transmitted light gets converted into 2 parallel beams. If you see here, we have the 2 parallel beams here. One beam falls on a reference selenium photoelectric cell, which is CR, and other beam falls on a selenium photoelectric cell CS after passing through the sample that is given as S. Without the sample, the output from photoelectric cells will be same. So, when the sample is placed in the light path, the output of the sample cell is reduced and hence the potentiometer is adjusted so that the both cells CR and CS gives the same output without any dull deflection in the galvanometer G. Hence, the potentiometer is calibrated in terms of transmittance. We can determine the concentration of the given substance in the sample. Generally, the potentiometer is always calibrated in terms of concentration in a direct method using a standard with known concentration of the given substance. The next one is going to be the spectrometer. Here, the light from the same halogen lamp is passed through an entrance slit, which is S1, and incident on a concave reflector which focuses the light on a diffraction grating G, which is a prism to disperse light. The particular wavelength from the dispersed light is obtained by taking it at the given direction and then it is allowed to incident on the reflector. From the reflector, the light beam is directed to the sample through a narrow exit slit, which is S2. A sensitive photodetector D will detect the sample through a narrow exit slit, a sense corresponding to the intensity of the transmitted light. The amplifier, what will do? It amplifies the output from the detector, and finally the indicator indicates the concentration of the substance. By rotating the grating, the measurements can be made at different wavelengths. The last one is going to be the flame photometer under the photometer. The flame photometer is used to analyze urine or blood in order to find out the concentration of potassium, sodium, calcium and lithium. A known amount of lithium is added to the sample and the emitted light intensity of the sample is under analysis and it is used to measure the relative to that of lithium. An error due to varying flame temperature is eliminated. The variations in the intensity of light due to changes in the flow rate of the air or the changes in the flow of fuel gas are eliminated by proper electronic monitoring unit. A combustible gas like acetylene is also added with air. The sample air mixture is burned out and light emitted in the flame is passed through a narrow slit and then to refraction grating. The diffracted colors are incident on various photodiodes. We can see here we have the red beam, yellow beam, violet beam, which is actually falling on the photodiodes of different. The photodetector circuit consists of a reverse bias diode in which current flow increases as the intensity of the light incident upon it increases. The calibration potentiometer in each channel is used to calibrate the instrument with standard solution whose concentration is already known. So here the potassium has one wavelength and the other things has different wavelength. It is actually found out using the different colors which is spread on the photodiode. The output of the sodium channel and potassium channel are calibrated in terms of differences with the known lithium. Even a small amount of sample is enough to carry out this analysis. The next is filter fluorometer. As we have discussed about in the introduction part, it is going to be based on the fluorescence. The fluorometry is carried out by illuminating the sample with a lower wavelength light, normally ultraviolet light, that is highly absorbed by the sample, and then it is measured the fluorescent light intensity which is at higher wavelength. This fluorometry is only used when the substances are available in lower concentration. Generally, this is used to determine after calibration with standard solutions of known concentration. Here, from this diagram, we can see the process. A light from a light source is made parallel by a convex lens and passed through a filter F1. The filter allows the wavelength which is highly absorbed by the sample in the cuvette, and the another filter F2 allows the selected fluorescent peak wavelength to incident on a photocell. The output of this detector is amplified and the concentration of the substance is indicated by the emission meter. The learning outcome for this lecture is achieved through the various types of photometers and colorimeters and knowing about the transmittance and absorbance of light. Thank you.